All right, 49ers update from Stanford. And Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, quite arguably the best defensive coordinator in all of football, had a lot to say about Brock Purdy today. Have a listen to this.
I think the quarterback's really good against zone and finding those pockets and spaces, and I think the receivers adjust routes to do that. That makes it really challenging in zone. Now, one of the things you got to remember is we had, last year was a little different. LJ was here, and Trent, we had him in a different spot, and so we'll see if we can do the same things. But I just think their system is built that they really can expose zone coverage, and yet I think they got enough skill that if you don't have the right man people covering their men, that can be challenging too. I mean, it's going to start up front and stop in the run, and hopefully we can get the quarterback not to be in timing like he is, because I can't find a weakness in this quarterback. Every time I put the film on, I'm more and more impressed. It's funny, I was watching, you guys will have a better idea of the year. When did we go out there and play in a regular season game? Yeah, and it was at the end of the game, and I think they had taken Garoppolo out, and it was Brock Purdy, and I had forgotten that, but he ran the 2-minute drill and kind of got him down there, and then I think we picked it off at the end. But he looked pretty good then, not like he is now. But I'm really impressed with the quarterback.
Spagnuolo obviously gave us a ton of material in that clip, headlined by the fact that he says that he can't find a weakness in Brock Purdy. And Spagnuolo, as one of the best defensive coordinators in football, he knows what he's talking about. So leading up to the Super Bowl last year, he's one of the few, not the only, but one of the few acknowledging that Brock Purdy was a great scrambler. Saw that in the NFC Championship game. After the Super Bowl, he was super complimentary of Brock Purdy. And now he's offering more detailed insights as to how the Chiefs strategically view defending a Brock Purdy offense. And I've talked about this a lot. The zone coverage, Brock Purdy and the 49ers offense, they absolutely destroy it. That's why the Chiefs ran so much man coverage against San Francisco last year, and it worked. But they had L'Jarius Sneed, the cornerback, last year. They don't have L'Jarius Sneed anymore this season. I think that's a big deal because they're obviously going to try to run some man coverage again, but it's going to be tougher without L'Jarius Sneed. Now, it's still good players on this Chiefs defense. Trent McDuffie, one of them, coming out of that slot cornerback position, really versatile player, good blitzer. Another thing that Steve Spagnuolo has done a ton of, especially against the 49ers, is blitz. Last year, 52.4% blitz rate in the Super Bowl against San Francisco. I think that it worked out for Kansas City. 9 unblocked pressures in that game. 49ers are number 4 EPA against the blitz, expected points added this year, though. So the 49ers are efficient in combating what Kansas City is going to bring blitz-wise. But Purdy has been more efficient against zone coverage than man coverage. So it's going to be about forcing the Chiefs into zone coverage in this game, or beating the man coverage when it's there, since there is no L'Jarius Sneed. But you heard Spagnuolo talk about it. Balance is absolutely key for the San Francisco 49ers. Getting Purdy in rhythm, that means good run efficiency. You threaten with good run efficiency, you get Kansas City into that zone coverage. And then zone coverage is what Spagnuolo's really, really afraid of against Brock Purdy. We're in Palo Alto. Obviously, we're at Stanford. You know, it's interesting because this is where Christian McCaffrey went to school. Every time we're at Stanford, we got to talk about McCaffrey or Sherman, right? You can see Hoover Tower there in the background. But the absence of Christian McCaffrey has hurt the 49ers against man coverage. That's for sure. I mean, it hurts them against zone coverage as well. So you talk about the Chiefs losing one of their good man coverage guys in L'Jarius Sneed. 49ers have lost one of their good man beaters in Christian McCaffrey. So obviously this matchup is a little bit different than it was in the Super Bowl. And also, we're at Stanford. Well, we go to Fambrini's. Chimichurri surf and turf time here. Best sandwich in the Bay Area. The city's got a lot of good sandwiches, but this one is decadent. Hope everybody is enjoying their Thursday.